is the difference between a mortgage brokerage firm and a normal mortgage bank? As in, it's a bit confusing. Just like you said, CBN said, me too.
Okay. Now, here's the difference. A mortgage bank is a bank.
Yes.
And you need to get licensed. You need to meet those criteria. And you need to, it's the difference, number one, even in structure. Now, mortgage brokerage is the gap. Let me use this example. There's federal government, there's state, and there's a local government. So, the federal government, let's say the regulatory authorities are CBN. The state, that's the mortgage bank. We are, before the existence of the mortgage brokerage band, there was a huge disconnect. And when I said using mortgage brokerage services in that department of the mortgage bank, the strategies that we used was that we identified that there is need to create a debt. To create a debt, you need to be able to reach the grassroots. We did a survey, even just using Lagos State, that showed that 90% of the populations, at least that they were within the banking sector that had structured salary income that could be taken on data, belong to the down, to just, so,
bankers.
Sorry?
I think you mean bankers.
No, I'm saying the populace, the Lagos residents, you understand, their income. So what the mortgage brokerage company does is actually to interface on the very, very local level. And when I say on the very local level, you'll find out that both the unbanked, we work with them and take them through the process. Everybody desires to have a mortgage. And so what we do, we're the feeder stock. Now in developed economies, even the mortgage brokers are the ones that does the origination. So basically we start from the pre-qualification of anybody desirous of even to own a home. With the pre-qualification, we're able to even ascertain your affordability. So that's the number one thing that we do. So with that affordability, we will be able to do two things. One, you become more educated about what you actually can afford. At least that's more like a diagnosis that we've been able to carry out. And we'll be able to work with you and say, hey, within the next, currently, this is your affordability. But if you do this and you do this, your affordability would increase and then you will be able to qualify. Now, if you qualify, this is your affordability. These are the houses, price ranges which you can afford. We do your affordability, we say you can't really qualify for a mortgage, but you can qualify for a rent-to-home, and this is how you go about it. Federal Mortgage Bank, they're the wholesale, they're the secondary mortgage institution. Until the birth of the Nigerian Mortgage Refinancing Company, the Federal Mortgage Bank were the only institution in Nigeria that was offering like the window whereby mortgage banks could refinance, could offload their mortgages. Now, Federal Mortgage Bank does not interface with individuals. It's a bank that interfaces with the primary mortgage banks. All the mortgage banks, they are called the primary mortgage banks because they are the ones that you can walk into a mortgage bank, you can open a mortgage account, you could process your mortgage from them. Now, without a refinancing window, if a mortgage bank books a mortgage loan of about 1 billion naira and it's all tenured maximum 10-20 years, it means they won't get back that sum until that 20 years, So the Federal Mortgage Bank is a window whereby, number one, that the cheapest form of mortgage currently in Nigeria, the interest rate is 6%, and which makes it even more affordable, so it's not a double digit, just a single digit. And so through the primary mortgage banks, each individual could have access to the National Housing Fund.
Which you broker such?
Yes, what we do, we have MOUs with various banks.
Which means if I need a mortgage now, instead of moving from bank to bank, I can just come to you straight and you will now help me with whichever bank needs my
Yes, what we do, through the pre-qualification, we understand a lot of things about what your requirements are. So we understand exactly your requirements. We have MOUs with a lot of banks, both deposit money banks and mortgage banks. And so we also understand their product. What we do before we even go into an MOU, we study their product, we understand their product. So from the basket of all the product that we have, once we see a client, we just go directly and pick the product that would be best suited. Now, part of what you can trust us about is the fact that we are not trying to force feed you. Every individual institution, will try to force feed you, and you don't have the time to shop around. If you go into the market, or even if you go into, most people even now shop in supermarkets and malls, but they walk through all the malls that sell shoes before they decide on which shoe to buy, because they're trying to compare quality, they're trying to compare prices. So if you spend your time shopping around for groceries, shopping around, so you can't do that even for mortgage, you won't have the time. But what we do, we have looked around that, and so we pick the best options that meets your need for you. Here is one standard point angle from which we come. People's fears about establishing mortgage relationship is that the client needs to first of all take the position of trust and hope that, okay, you'll process my mortgage within 1 year. Hopefully your bank is still around. Do you understand? So you're already coming with that anxiety, you're coming with that fears. How have we been able to address that? We're taking it from one crucial angle. One, affordable interest rate. Which institution has that? Is Federal Mortgage Bank through their product, National Housing Fund. So we're doing a lot of campaigns, educating people about it, getting people to subscribe. Now that's even limiting your risk, because when you look at it, even to become you pay for 6 months, we'll register you, and the sum is not even something that is tangible. The monthly contribution, which is 2.5% of your basic salary, how much does that come to? So it's nothing even huge. Now, there are houses that are already built, that developers that access developmental loans from Federal Mortgage Bank have already built, that are standing, waiting for people who are subscribers of National Housing Fund. On the part of the Nigerian public, I think over the years, and maybe it might not just affect mortgages alone, we Nigerians, most times, you see somebody now, Uncle, give me 2,000 naira. You say, what's 2,000 naira for? I want to eat. Is 2,000 naira for just one meal? Do you understand? So most times when people talk about mortgage, they've not been able to realize that what you really need is just a house. But they'll be looking more at the money, they're pursuing mortgage and say, what, I want to lay my hands on 10 million naira cash. 10 million naira cash. So what we're telling people is, what exactly is your need? Is it 15 million naira or a property that is worth 15 million? So basically, I don't know if I'm coming. So what I'm saying is, your waiting period to even test that the mortgage institution will still be surviving when you are ready is reduced drastically when you remove from most people, what they can afford they don't like. What they can't afford is what they like. So most times I tell my clients, I would love to live on the banana island, but I can't afford it, so I live where I can afford. So if what the challenge is, you are currently a tenant, can you please, and the good thing about even Lagos particularly is that the road network is getting better. There are options of even going by sea, by the waters. Now there's the waterways, everything. So so wherever you live. So I'm saying, and I'm promoting, I'm canvassing, I'm trying to plead with people to understand that there are houses that are ready for subscribers of National Housing Fund. If you key into that, where are you saving your money? The truth is, you are no longer even the one taking the risk, but the mortgage institution that is handing over the key to you through your mortgage broker, they're the ones you've paid maybe your equity contribution, and you've collected the key to a property worth between 10 to 15 million. Who is really at risk? So what I'm saying is that we have looked at it and we understand people's fears, and so we're saying that rather than delay your processing, you understand, a lot of people got stuck in, we're saving money because we want to build. You are not even a builder in any case. So we canvas our houses that developers have built, you key into it. Any entrepreneur, male, female, collaborate. Network amongst people that do the same thing as you do. Belong to, I'm proudly a member of the Lagos Chambers of Commerce and Industry. I'm the chairperson of the women group. I've been a member for close to maybe 15 years now, and there's not been any regret. Such collaboration, belonging to such groups, belonging to such organizations, gives you opportunity. When you work in formal organizations, periodically every good company will try to send you on training. So when you work for yourself, when you look at the cost is something you dodge from, please educate yourself, train yourself. It doesn't cost all that much. There's some trainings but make sure you train yourself and empower yourself. Make sure you collaborate. Make sure you network, and make sure you believe in yourself. Most importantly, believe in God.
I hope you had a wonderful time watching us today on Voice for SME TV. We were talking with Mrs. Olajumoke Fashanu, the MD CEO of Firsthome Mortgage Brokers Limited, a mortgage broking company. And she gave us a lot of information and enlightened us on a lot of things. And the one I'm going home with is the fact that mortgage is possible, and I can own a home by next year. So if you need their contacts or you need to talk to them, always know how to reach us. And I'm sure that by the next edition we'll have a more exciting entrepreneur or a more exciting business person that we'll be talking to. Make it a date.